As I walked into the antique shop on Main Street, a chill ran down my spine. The owner, Mrs. Jenkins, greeted me with a warm smile, her eyes sparkling behind thick glasses. I had come to inquire about the old doll collection she had acquired recently. She led me to a dusty shelf in the back, where rows of antique dolls stared back with glassy eyes. I noticed one doll in particular, its bald head looking out of place among the others. Mrs. Jenkins noticed my interest and handed me the doll. "This one's special," she said. "It's from the 1800s. The previous owner was trying to restore it, adding hair." I took the doll, feeling an odd connection. As I examined it, I saw the hair was uneven, some strands too long. Suddenly, Mrs. Jenkins' phone rang, and she excused herself, leaving me alone with the dolls. The air grew thick with silence. This story is not over. Part 2 drops next. This is Part 2. If you missed what happened before, start from Part 1. Remember the doll I was holding? I turned it over, studying the hair more closely. The strands were human hair, not synthetic. I felt a shiver as I realized someone had taken great care in styling it. Mrs. Jenkins returned, her expression distracted. "I'm so sorry about that," she said. "Where were we?" I asked her about the doll's restoration, and she hesitated before saying the previous owner had done it. I pressed for more information, but she seemed evasive. As I left the shop, the doll securely wrapped, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. The doll's face kept appearing in my mind, its glassy eyes seeming to watch me. I quickened my pace, the streets of my neighborhood feeling emptier than usual. As I approached my front door, I noticed it was slightly ajar. The story continues. Follow for Part 3. If you're just joining, go back and watch Part 2 first. You need the full picture. As I pushed open the creaky door, a faint scent of lavender wafted out. I stepped inside, calling out to my wife, Sarah, but there was no response. The living room was dimly lit, the curtains drawn. I saw Sarah sitting on the couch, the doll from the shop in her lap. She was stroking its hair, her eyes fixed on it with an unnerving intensity. "Sarah, what's going on?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. She didn't respond, didn't even look up. I felt a growing sense of unease as I approached her. The doll's hair seemed to be perfectly styled now, the unevenness I had noticed earlier gone. Sarah's eyes flicked up, and she smiled, her gaze unsettling. "I've been waiting for you," she said, her voice low. The story continues. Follow for Part 4. Welcome back. If you remember where we left off, things were about to get much worse. As I looked into Sarah's eyes, I saw something that chilled me to the bone. They were empty, like the doll's. I tried to step back, but my feet felt rooted. Sarah continued to stroke the doll's hair, her movements mechanical. "You shouldn't have brought it home," she whispered, her voice not quite hers. The air was heavy with an unspoken threat. I felt trapped, unable to move or speak. The doll's glassy eyes seemed to be watching me, its presence suffocating. Sarah's grip on the doll tightened, her knuckles white. "It's mine now," she said, her voice dripping with an otherworldly possession. And then she began to whisper to the doll, her words indistinguishable, sending shivers down my spine as darkness closed in. And that is the story that nobody was supposed to hear. Follow for more stories like this.